Hello, everybody. Good evening. This is His Excellency the Card co-MC and engineer for the Tuesday talk. And to the right of me, I have my partner, Her Excellency Cairo, and we're going to get interviewing with some wonderful ladies tonight. So without any further ado, Her Excellency Cairo, please start us off.
Good evening, everyone. First, before I begin, I want to say that you calling me your partner is like growing up, our father would call him his partner. And I said, wait a second, Dad, can I be your partner too? He said, oh, I only have one. That's it. That's my son right over there. So they feel very proud to know that I also have a healthy partner in you. Well, with that being said, I want to first begin with our prayer before we delve into our two fabulous women of power. Ooh, there it is. Without further ado, let us pray. Dear God, thank you for staying present today, tonight, for this call. Let this call be a blessing to our hearts, our minds, to our spirits, and may be able to glean some information from these two powerful women as they share their expertise on empowering others. In your name we pray, God. Amen. Amen. So without further ado, I want to start off with Dr. Barbara Mitchell. Barbara was born in Raleigh, North Carolina. She was blessed and fortunate to have two moms, one adopted and one biological, who was like a big sister, and a dad. Her mom would always tell her she could be anything she wanted to be and encouraged her to reach for the stars and to do her very best in everything. Barbara was raised in the church, rooted in the word, and in the process taught the value of serving God by helping and serving others. She continues to serve and work in the church. She services as a minister, which is equivalent to a deacon, the leader of the Welcome Ministry, and the director of the Liturgical Dance Ministry. Barbara is the wife of Anthony Mitchell and a mother of David and Carleen. She's also the mother of over 18 children. She calls her babies. She has a heart for children and a passion for caring for every child she meets, young or old. She has been a licensed foster parent for the state of Maryland's Department of Social Services Foster Care Unit for over 10 years, and the secretary of the Prince George County Foster Care Association for over 7 years. Barbara has over 19 years of federal contracting experience, of which 6 years was as a contracting officer for the National Science Foundation, to include 10 years as a small business representative for that agency. She is considered an expert in the area of small business programs and contracts. She prides her work on awarding numerous federal contracts to small businesses. Her motto was, and still is, all large businesses were once a small business. Now that is powerful. Barbara is the lead management analyst for a federal agency in the Washington, D.C. area. She serves as the lead contract officer representative in support of the Office of Technology Services and as a delegate authority to the Office of the Chief Financial Officer's contracting officers to manage contracts and modifications. She is responsible for the program's acquisition cycle, including pre-award and post-award functions, involving highly specialized and exceedingly difficult procurements of significant importance. She's also a real estate agent. Barbara is one who loves to serve, serving God and serving others. She can be found at any given time teaching, mentoring, helping, and serving others with love. She believes in the following commandment in all things. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, as I have loved you, that you also love one another. John 13:34. I have to tell you, Dr. Barbara Mitchell, that you are just a blessing. Your humility, your servant leadership, it just really comes out even speaking to you. So I want to tell you that I know when we first spoke, you were a little nervous. You said, a woman of power? But you know what? This is a lesson for all of us on this line, that you too possess this power and this authority and this ability to transform and to lead others. Dr. Barbara, are you listening to this? Are you receiving this? Let's make sure that she's unmuted.
She dropped off. All right, she should be back now.
Dr. Mitchell, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, that was not His Excellency because he did not use me. Unfortunately, my phone dropped off, so I had to call back. So thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. I did.
No problem. Well, I wanted you to receive that before I even delved into these questions. I wanted you to receive that information.
I did. Thank you so much, Excellency Kara. I do appreciate that. I do receive. I do so much.
Amen. So the first question I have for you is, we were speaking actually last week, and you were telling me about your childhood and how blessed you were to have both your biological mother as well as your adopted mother within your life. I wanted to know, how was your unique childhood of having two mothers, you know, being able to learn from both your biological mother as well as your adopted mother, prepared you for the current blessings in your life?
Thank you for answering that question. First and foremost, it was truly and still is a blessing to have two moms. To be in a household where you are loved 100%, and then to learn that you have another mom who is like a sister, who is a sister and her. And I'm gonna tell you and it was funny because as I said to you when we spoke, I knew I had siblings. I had two sisters and a brother, and they were, I saw them every play with them, but I never wondered about, who these children are. I just knew they were my sister and my brother, and not trying to put together that how did my mom and dad, because at this point in the beginning, I didn't know that who my biological mom was. I just thought mom and dad was my dad. So finding out that explanation, I grew up in a home with lots of love. And so to find out who she was, it really truly was a blessing, because not only did I have a big sister, but someone who was vested in me to teach me as a big sister mom with that still love. My household was full of love. So mom and dad, so my dad worked 7 days a week. His thing was, if he's going to go to work, he's going to take care of the family. But my mom was a housewife. And her thing was she was going to take care of Barbara. And whatever I needed, she was there. She was at the PTA meeting. And the biggest thing that she gave me, which has carried me through this whole life, is she gave me God. She gave me the relationship. She introduced me. She gave me the opportunity. She introduced me to who God was. Not just by saying, okay, this is God. By putting it to action. I was on the choir. I was secretary of Sunday school. I was, for every Baptist training union convention that was happening, I was 10, 8, 9, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16. And to send Barbara would go as a delegate for the church, and she would come back and report. And that taught some skills as far as just being able to go take notes and come back and talk to the congregation about what had happened to transpire every summer. I ended up going to Bible school for 2 weeks. It was summer camp, so it was Bible school and straight Bible school, but I was there with other children my age. Being there with them, learning about God, and it just became a part of my life. And so now, currently, how it prepared me now is that he's still part of my life. Even though when I got younger, it talks about when you're rooted in the Word, you stay with the Word. You may kind of go astray. When your roots are deep down in the ground and really rooted in, your limbs may fall over to the side or to the right or to the left. But because you're rooted, you always have that grounding. For me now, and the current blessings of my life, I do believe in all things give thanks. I continue to pray to God. And I think about, one of the things that my mom taught me was humility, as you said earlier, about being humble. And like you said, when you said about women of power, and I saw that one of the things that came to me was, I'm a woman of power. But then I heard, a woman of power because I made you a woman of power. And I said, thank you, God. I won't ever say again that I'm not a woman of power because you've made me, that you put me in that position. And so therefore, I do believe what my mom said. I could be anything that I want to be. The only thing that can stop me is me. As long as I have God on my side and I consult him and seek his counsel, I'm going to always win. And through life, till this very day, I've always won. I've never lost, no matter what it looked like.
That is powerful. That is absolutely powerful. Just a few things to touch on as you were speaking. First, it really does take a village to raise a child. And when it comes to raising children, you know, they have to have role models. They have to be surrounded by loved ones who can teach them in a variety of ways. And what better way to be able to learn from two women who love you and are part of your family and who want to be able to help raise you. One being the mother that chose you, and the other mother who wanted to be with you that entire time, even under the role as your sister. So that is so beautiful. And I do want to ask you, you know, as it comes to fostering, right? Because you've been a foster parent for several years. When did you first start, and why was it important for you to start when you did?
Okay. Well, I first started about 23 years ago when I had a friend who was a single mom, and she needed help. And I know what you just said. You need a village. It takes a village. And she was a friend, and she said I could help, and I can't do it anymore. And I said, hey, let us come stay with us. And we took him into our home as our own child. She's you know, not taking the right of mom away, but we treat him just like we did any other of our children. He was part of our family. So that's the very first time, but that was not the fostering as it is today. Because fostering today, I always had a heart for children, and I wanted a whole lot of children. And that was not naturally something that was going to happen. God has helped me to actually have more than the two children that I do have. And so the first time when we said, my husband and I said we're going to become foster parents, there were two young ladies that participated in Kids Day. That's a program that is in Washington, D.C., but advocate for teenagers who want to be adopted. And my daughter and I had been going to Kids Day, interacting with these two young ladies, and they really wanted to be adopted. And about a year afterwards, I told my husband about them. And he said, well, let me go meet them. And we met them and said, you know what? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's do that. And so we went through the process of adopting. They wanted to adopt with us about 2.5 years. And so it was important to do that because they needed a home. They needed a family that loved them. One of the things that we take in consideration always when someone calls us and says, can we place a child in your home? Can we emergency place a child in your home, even for overnight and midnight hours? One of the things we say is that we love them before they even get to the door. One of the things that children can sense is that, you know, how you really are treating them. And genuine pure love is one of the best things that you can get them. So it was important for us to start when we did because we were out saving children. We were out to take them in, love them. As the word says, love one another, God loves you. And we're supposed to take care of our children. One of the things that we read when we were talking about being foster parents, and it says in the verse, I said, 27, I can't remember the verse, but it says, God considers this religion, taking care of the widows and the orphans, and not become polluted of this world. And so we're charged with taking care of the widows and the orphans. So those are our babies. And so it was very important at that time, and still is, to take care of our children. Even today, my babies have actually called me today. Today's my birthday, and I've been crying most of the day because they've called me and sending a message about the love, the pure love. And so that itself is a testament that, yes, we did the right thing, and we will continue to take care of our babies.
That is beautiful. And again, with the humility. Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to have to sing happy birthday for you before we interview Dr. Diane, just because we have to acknowledge your birthday. And what better way to acknowledge and celebrate your life than to interview you and talk about the things that you have done so far while on this earth. The last question I have for you before we sing happy birthday to you is, what inspired you to get into the area of federal contracting, and how has your faith intersected with your professional life?
Okay, thank you for that question. Once again, God is in control. I did not choose federal contracting. It chose me. I was a certified grant management specialist, so I knew grant like the back of my hand. And an official of the agency came and he said, what you do is not a career. You should think about a career. And he had the power to actually, say, the authority to put me wherever, either in grants or contracting. And I said, I really don't know contracting like that. I do know how to buy things. I actually monitor all of the computers and things, but I don't know how to write contracts. And I said, you know what? Wherever you put me is where I will go. When I left that evening, I prayed, I asked God to put me where he wanted me to be. And the next day when I went in, they said, you have a detail in the contracting shop. And it was funny because I went in and it's unique. It's something that doesn't usually happen when a GS-12 goes into a position in which they're not the expert in. And this is a testament of how God puts you where you're supposed to be. And not only, and I looked at it and said, you know what? This is just paid training. This is fantastic. I'm going to be paid to train to learn. So the learning, I definitely love reading. I love following instructions. I'm very detailed. So that was the inspiring part. And how it transcends for my faith and my interest. One of the things is the word says, it says, do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God. But what I have is I have knowledge on contracts. Small businesses that I've met don't always have that information. They don't know how to get to the federal or the state or some of the free things that are there for them. And so that's knowledge that I have, and I freely share it. And I give it. And so it's part of the legacy, the business that I've started. And so that's how the faith transcends, because it's about being honest. It's about being humble. It's about loving one another and sharing in the process.
Well, I want to tell you that the way in which you just spoke about what you are so passionate about, not just giving to community, being a mother of 20 kids, right? And counting, 20 kids and counting, who all love you, as well as the businesses who thank you for being able to assist them with their contracting needs. And I want to let everyone know that Dr. Barbara is actually going to be teaching, is going to be a professor for GODSU teaching contracting as well. So this is something that if you are interested in the area of contracting, you want to learn more, you want to hear more about what this wonderful woman is doing, just hang tight, all right? She's not going anywhere. She's going to be teaching with GODSU as well as being able to share her knowledge in other arenas. So with that being said, I'd be remiss if I did not go ahead and sing happy birthday to you. So what I'm going to do is we're going to open up the line. There's going to be a little bit of lagging, but guess what? There are going to be quite a few people singing you happy birthday, slightly off key, but we're going to sing it for you, okay? On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dr. Barbara. Happy birthday to you. You are so welcome. So there it was. I did warn you. I said we might be a little bit off key. We didn't practice or rehearse beforehand, but we just wanted you to know that we absolutely adore you and we want to encourage and support you with everything that you are doing. So we're going to go ahead and mute all again, with the exception of our hosts.
All participants are now muted.
And so with that being said, again, thank you so much, Dr. Barbara Mitchell, for just sharing with us and just giving your love to us. And so with that being said, I want to now transition over to Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks, our Chancellor. So when it comes to our Chancellor, there are so many different words that we can use to describe her. Someone who is ambitious, who is vivacious, so much energy that the ambassador of Nigeria asks her if she actually drinks gasoline for fuel every day because she has so much energy. She's just ripping and running all the time. But she still has enough energy and enough focus to be able to concentrate not just on the many organizations of GODSU, but also in helping and coaching each person within GODSU to reach their full capacity and attain their purpose, as well as to give back to others. When it comes to GODSU, this institution was created for entrepreneurship and interfaith building. Dr. Diane has many accolades and has received different degrees from Georgetown Law School, as well as received training from the Pentagon, where she worked for some time vetting different significant individuals such as Madeleine Albright and many others. Now, when it comes to this woman, she is an inspiration to so many of us, including myself. And so without further ado, we're going to start this interview. I'm actually going to switch places right now at Dr. Diane's request. Give me 1 second, everyone. When she tells you to jump, you have to say how high, right? So give me 1 second. We're going to move on over. All right. So without further ado, if you can please bring the questions over here since we moved. We've got a few technical changes that we're making right now. It's right there. Do you want me to read it? Okay. Speaking of, Dr. Diane has asked me to read her professional bio at this time. And so I'm going to go ahead. Our Provost, the Right Honorable Her Excellency Reverend Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks JD OEA, is the founder, visionary, and chancellor who's created Global Ovid Day, Seminary and University DBA, Global Bible Institute, DBA, GODSU, and its 7 pillars. Diane Moore-Eubanks was born in June 1963 in Kingston, Jamaica, to Charles Moore OD and Dr. Bernice Rose Moore. After graduating in 1986 as both magna cum laude and Phi Beta Kappa recipient from Florida State University, she taught high school science for 5 years. Upon completion of her Juris Doctor degree from Georgetown Law School, Dr. Diane interned at BET under attorney Deborah Lee, current president of BET. As an assistant general counsel for the Department of Navy, she reported to the Pentagon and Naval Hospital, as well as vetted President William Clinton's cabinet members, Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, first female, and Secretary of Defense Richard Cohen. In 2015, Reverend Dr. Diane co-authored with her family Wealth Has No Race, 7 proven strategies to transplant wealth into your DNA. In 2016, she was ordained as a Christian pastoral minister by Bishop Christopher Kotz, member of the Joint College of African American Pentecostal Bishops, senior pastor of Family Life Worship Center, Elmont, New York. Along with myself, she serves at the United Nations as the Director of Education for an NGO, New Future Foundation International Jamaican Chapter. Attorney Diane created stellar real estate law offices in Maryland, DC, and Virginia, and conducted over 3,600 residential and commercial real estate transactions, taught for Fannie Mae, as well as single-handedly created the Prince George's County branch of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, PG-NAREB, later renamed the United Realtors of Maryland. Dr. Diane started with her global entrepreneurial ministry in Nigeria in 2009, helped over 10,000 Nigerian and Ghanaian women start their own health and wellness businesses using a networking business model. In 2010, Dr. Diane began to focus solely on higher education, which led to the birth of GODSU, www.GODSU.org, and its 7 pillars: Global Bible Institute, www.globalbibleinstitute.org, earned degrees from AA to PhD levels, GODSU chaplaincy program, Christian, Muslim, and love and spiritual, GODSU financial services, GODSU Empower You networking conferences, GODSU books, arts and apparels, and GODSU junior ambassador program, which launched several CompTIA IT courses around the globe. For its highly selective honorary doctoral program, GODSU has created a platform to recognize the lifetime and achievements and services of others. One notable alum includes 19th Ambassador of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Bafora A.J. Bewa, chaplain, spokesperson among others such as GODSU Dean, His Excellency Dr. Michael V. Roberts, entrepreneur, Ambassador of Nigeria, His Excellency Dr. Sylvanus Nsafor, Dr. Olubenga Leke Oyowola, former Nigerian government minister, and GODSU Dean, His Excellency Dr. George Fraser, PNC founder, and many others. GODSU has several publications through its affiliate, Dakar Marketing Tools, including the Empower You magazine, GODSU Calendar of Icons, and the GODSU African American History Bible. GODSU and its UN NGO NFFI JA, through its Charles A. Moore STEM Computer Lab program, pledged 98 computers and 3 printers to Holy Childhood High School in 2019. GODSU and NFFI JA held a 50th year anniversary celebration to commemorate NFFI Executive President Dr. Dolores Blakely inside the United Nations New York headquarters on April 22nd, 2019. She's the wife of Vice Chancellor His Excellency Dr. Willis Eubanks for over 30 years and mother to their 3 children, including myself, Dakar, and Sudan. So without further ado, Dr. Diane, I do want to ask you, what made you decide to found Global Ovid Day Seminary and University?
Thank you so much, Cairo. You are indeed, along with His Excellency Dakar, the pride and joy of myself and your father. We are so proud of both of you having this TV Facebook program. And it's just an honor and a privilege, a great privilege to be with you today. Why did we put together GODSU? GODSU is a global interfaith 501c3 organization that God put in our hearts. After we lost everything in the world, I said to God, what else do you have me to do? You've had me working at the White House. You've had me working in media entertainment, at Black Entertainment Television. You've had me doing all these various things, teaching in high school, starting businesses for women all over the world. And he told me, you know what? Too many of my Christian people of Christian faith are just too prejudiced and too discriminatory against others who don't believe exactly as they do. I would like you to form a global educational institution that promotes entrepreneurship and at the same time allows people from various faiths to come together, learn together, and respect each other. However, I do want you to form a Christian seminary that is focused on the faith, my faith, the Trinity, the Holy Trinity, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, where we can learn more and spread the gospel of Lord and Savior Christ, without discriminating against others, but freely do that in our seminary. So that is why we have both the global institution that's interfaith, but we have a Christian seminary. And, the emphasis is on, elevating, promoting, encouraging others to have their entrepreneurship endeavors move forward in excellence. And our motto is one race, human, in one space, earth, with one embrace, which is love. And so here at GODSU, we wanted to form an institution that would, encourage others and not have a spirit of competition within each other, but to encourage them, because we believe that there is so much more in the world. There's 7.7 billion people in the world. There's enough business for all of us, that we don't need to pull each other down as we're seeing out there in the world. And that, if we stick together, we can build a global entrepreneurship circle where we do business amongst each other, with each other, lifting each other up. So that was the purpose.
Fantastic answer. And the last question I have for you as we transition to the next session or the next section of this call, which is for preparing for the December graduation, is Chancellor Dr. Diane. What is your vision for GODSU as well as the alum who go through GODSU?
My vision for GODSU is, as we grow into other countries, we're now in 43 countries. We have students who have backgrounds all over the world. We have folks, for example, flying in, Apostle Dr. Emis Mary, who is flying in from the Cameroon to graduate. We've had folks to fly in from Palestine to graduate. We have folks who've flown in from Dubai, just all over the world. And my hope for GODSU is that this mission and vision of ethical entrepreneurship. We know so many people in business that don't want to ever do business with.
Yes.
But ethical entrepreneurship that is based on mutual respect and love of people, wherein we don't think it's beneath us if we see an opportunity that can bless someone, that we give them the executive coaching that they need to elevate their company, elevate their products and their services as such that it benefits not just themselves, but their families. We believe that, that there's 7 pots of wealth or 7 streams of wealth, and that folks should not just focus on, we want to teach people not just to focus on what's in your bank account. Focus also on the wealth of family, the wealth of giving back to community, the wealth of promoting entrepreneurship, community service, health is your wealth, promoting health. So a lot of times when people talk about health, wealth, they only look at what's in your bank book. We're here to say 6 other parts, and my focus for GODSU is that we'll be able to teach people to look at all the various areas of wealth and to build a community based on love and mutual respect, and help each other to, as I said, do business ethically. We want to continue our wonderful booth tour. We're touring all over the country. This year we toured Houston, Dallas, Washington, D.C., Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Atlanta, New York, all of them with our beautiful GODSU booth, where we encourage each and every member of GODSU to publish a book that talks about their history. This was built by our 22-year-old Dakar Marketing Tools. And I also want to expand on our magazine, which the main writer of it is Her Excellency Cairo of Cairo Writes, Cairo Speaks. I also want to encourage youth entrepreneurship. When I say youth entrepreneurship, I'm talking about from 6 years old up, as example by Ms. Sudan Eubanks, who has a booming business, a doll business called Sudan Dolls. We have several of the sons of Dr. Shola, and Dr. Monretti Akinley, who they're engineers, they're graphic artists, they're cartoonists, they're accountants. I mean, these are the types of young people that we want to put before everyone and encourage them that their children can do the same. So, you know, our whole thing is to build our own Wall Street here within GODSU. We were just at the FITSE, the Florida International Trade and Cultural Expo, where that was the largest stage GODSU has ever had. 2,000 people were there while we were on stage. We were the panelists for all the African countries. We just got a call from the governor of Florida today that we are being honored next week on the 5th of November for the work that we did at FITSE. We were voted best booth. We were voted best panel. This is the first time that Africa had ever been put on a panel by themselves in the history of FITSE. And it was based on the contributions of GODSU and one of GODSU's alum, the Irono family, that put this together. It cost thousands and thousands of dollars, and we were glad to do so. We want to continue building, you know, the diaspora, building just all over the world, and taking our students to the next level. We want them to all excel with GODSU.
What else is there to say? I believe that you just really shut it down, Chancellor Dr. Diane, in terms of just sharing what the vision was. There was a reason why I asked you again what your vision was, because I knew that you had so much to share in various capacities, such as youth entrepreneurship, and also building cross-culturally, interfaith, internationally, building Black Wall Street. But having it be, instead of just within the United States, you know, going outside of that realm, and also including the entire diaspora as well as the African continent. So with that being said, we are so elated to be celebrating the successes of GODSU as it pertains to FITSE next week, and we'll be sharing more information about that. But until then, I want to let you know it's been a pleasure being your host for tonight, the GODSU Tuesday Icon Talk, and to remind you that we always have our GODSU Success Teach and Pray Call, 7:45 a.m. to 8:05 a.m. every morning, Monday through Friday. And the purpose of this call is to educate, inform, and uplift. So with that being said, we're going to turn it over to Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks.
All right, everyone, we're going to get right into the graduation